Welcome to Different Walks, Different Talks.
How much do you think pollution and human interference has affected the sharks?
A
In terms
lot.
of 0 to 100. 100 is they're all dead. There's no sharks.
Okay. In terms of how much pollution has affected the shark
pollution,
population?
overfishing, just everything.
Yeah.
How much is it affected?
I would say probably somewhere between 55 to 75%.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's getting to 100.
Well, I mean, tiger sharks have been found with literal tires because they've eaten tires.
Wow.
That have been discarded into the ocean. And then if you want to talk about chemical waste that's being dumped.
Oh, right. I didn't even think about that.
Chemical waste is causing mutations in the sharks. Global warming, which is a result of pollution, changed their migratory
the coral
patterns.
reefs and all that.
Yeah, so then there goes the ecosystem. For the coral, if you think about the coral reef as the primary supplier, that's where all the fish go, that's where all the sharks go. No more coral, no more fish, no more sharks.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a ripple effect.
Pretty devastating.
Yeah.
How much has the shark population dwindled by? Are they all protected now?
I think in Canada, all shark species are protected. I'm fairly certain it's like that for the States also, except for maybe a couple that are seen as aquarium sharks. So they're really small sharks that only classify as a shark biologically. They're not
right. They're like a goldfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they, I believe, are still able to be sold in the States. But I'm fairly certain most of the sharks are protected. But because of Jaws and the terrible reputation that sharks have gotten from the entire, just the world of...
Yeah, the culture.
The culture of fearing sharks. It's really resulted in, a whole lot of...
Fishing for them? Trying to get rid of
trying
them?
to kill them. Yeah. And then not to mention overhunting of seals... reduced the sharks. The seals in Massachusetts were hunted almost to extinction.
Right, I think I heard of that.
And so the sharks didn't have any food, so they all started to die.
Right.
And then they protected the seals, and the sharks boomed again.
Okay.
So.
Is the shark population right now on the rise?
I believe so, yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's positive. I know a lot of friends back in New Zealand, they do fishing.
Yeah.
And then they end up getting sharks a lot of times. And you're not trying to get it,
right.
But it does come up a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's is it one of the most frequent to catch, or kind of
aside from fish?
I think so.
Because the shark, you catch the fish on the line.
Yeah, and it's
a free meal.
Yeah,
so the sharks go in. There's a lot of sharks are opportunistic hunters. So they don't want to actively have to look for their food because that wastes their energy. So if there's a free meal, they'll take the free meal.
I see. So they're not like a hunter.
Well, they do hunt, but they're also opportunistic. They take what they can get with the least amount of effort that they can have.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So if there's an opportunity, they'll just
they'll just take it over. They'll take a dying fish over a perfectly live fish because the dying fish isn't going to lead them on some long pursuit.
Right, and the dying fish is on the hook most of the time.
Most of the time.
Right.
That means the shark's being cooked. Yeah.
So for conservation and stuff that you talked about, it was saving the blue.
Yes.
You want to talk about what saving the blue is?
So saving the blue is it's a nonprofit organization that's run by it's run by a couple, Tristan and Annie. I can't say their last name. I believe it's Guttridge, but they're doctors out of Australia or New Zealand, one of the two. I think it's actually New Zealand. And so they've teamed up with a whole bunch of other marine biologists and have started this nonprofit for shark research to try and protect the sharks and lead to their help with the help increase the amount of sharks that we have. So yeah.
What are some things they've done so far?
They do a lot of expeditions to the Bahamas and California. I believe they were in Florida, and they tag and study the sharks to understand their migratory patterns.
Oh, right.
So they can better help with governmental policies. They gain data for the shark community, shark research community, and then they use that data. The governments use that data and say, okay, it's
to make policies and enact proper policies to help the sharks. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow. So, are you thinking about joining the organization?
It's my dream.
Like a dream.
It is my dream job working for them. They do a bunch of volunteer opportunities and to go on an expedition with them. You can pay $2,000 to go with them and be a shark researcher for 2 weeks. They can't do it until you're 18. So I
Right.
turned 18 this year, so I'm gonna save up to go next year.
You're gonna go?
So hopefully,
That's
fingers
cool.
crossed. But yeah.
Did they also do any experiments or anything?
A lot of the like experiments on sharks are mainly like just data collecting and like tagging
Right.
them and watching their migratory patterns. I do know that if sharks die of like natural causes, they'll take them and like dissect them and like
See their
look for
anatomy?
see their anatomy.
Huh.
Yeah.
But I feel like to do an experiment for sharks, like I feel like there's like legal stuff.
Yeah, there is.
I just remember seeing Mark Rober do it like one time.
Yeah,
he did like a
because-
shark thing.
Yeah.
Wonder how he even got the qualifications to do it. I feel like
I
it's
mean,
kinda-
I don't know, but
it's probably like steps to go through to do that.
There,
Right?
there
That
has to be.
process.
Otherwise, sharks population would be taken to do research on.
Right,
Or
that'd be
and then that
like-
would just like defeat the whole purpose because
Right,
then there goes
yeah.
all the sharks.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Are there any like shark breeding farms or anything that people?
I
have
don't think so. I know that there are shark breeding programs at like aquariums where like they'll if they have like sharks in captivity, they'll like house males and females together so that they can
made? Make more
reproduce and
sharks? Right.
have it try and help increase the population.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's no like Australian crocodile
No, I
farm,
don't think so.
like the Florida shark farm. Not a thing.
No, that would be crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
Okay.
sure how much water you would need for that. Because like sharks, one shark is like
Right, but if you do it inhumanely, right? Like
right,
those
and then
crocodile
there goes all
farms.
the sharks. Yeah.
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 So like there are a lot of overfishing I know in Asia because
Yes.
the shark fin is a delicacy.
Yes.
Like where I was from too, it's a delicacy.
Yeah.
The shark soup. I never had it, but
Yeah.
Is that like one of the main reasons why they get hunted?
For like commercial trades.
Commercial
So like
trades, right?
yeah, and not just that, but also shark teeth are
Right.
like highly sought after commodities, even in like Canada and US.
Everywhere, I think
Everywhere
so.
it is. So if they can't find shark teeth on the beach, well,
They just
they're
kill a
take them
shark
from
to
the
get
shark.
the
But
Wow.
the thing with the shark fin soup and like shark finning in general is a lot of the practices, and I'm not saying it's all of them, and like I'm all for it if you do it ethically, but a lot of the practices will like take the sharks and like cut their fins off and then throw them back alive in the water.
Oh,
But because sharks need to move to
That's
pass
grim.
water over their gills, they end up drowning.
right.
So, yeah,
It's like hunting. If you do it to an extent where it's
Yeah.
fine, it's fine.
it's
But
fine. But then,
when you're doing like overfishing
Overfishing,
sharks,
yeah.
it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Right.
so
I also, I feel like that's like the big problem. Like some
Yes.
countries, they have different regulations. So even when you have the migratory patterns and everything, they're
yeah,
not going to
everything
change any
changes.
policy to help,
Exactly.
and that
Yeah.
just affects it. Do you think there's less sharks in the Asian like in the
Yeah,
amongst the
Asian
Asian
area.
country because they get fished so much? Do you think they kind of stay away from that area?
I feel like I don't know if the sharks like stay away from that area as much as the people in that area take advantage of the sharks going to the area. So then they kind of overfish their waters. So then they don't have a lot of sharks,
All right, I see.
right?
makes
So
sense.
yeah, that would be what I would say to like the reduced population of sharks in the Asian area.
Right. Okay, so I was gonna ask you this question now, which is
Okay.
like what are some like new marine biology techniques and stuff that you're
Yeah.
thinking that you're gonna gain through the program, new skills and stuff.
I mean, I'm hoping to look into, like I said, the EMF thing and that, but I also want to look at like shark conditioning and like,
Shark condition.
yeah, so like psychologically conditioning sharks to associate certain things with other things. So like, for example, in certain areas, a big thing is shark feeding. So like you can pay as a tourist to scuba dive and like hand feed sharks.
Huh.
But the problem with that is then the sharks associate the humans with food,
Right.
right?
Doesn't sound like a smart idea.
No, it's not.
Right.
No, but I wanna look into like how psychologically the sharks are able to like how they
How they think.
how
How they think
how
and
they
how they
think,
act.
yeah.
Right. Oh, that's
or
good.
how that affects how they act.
Would you take like a psychology minor with that then?
Yeah.
I would say
I know
so.
that there is like at Dalhousie at least there was fish psychology. It was like a class.
Wow.
There was a class for
Right.
fish psychology.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
Is there that in Hawaii? Have you
I haven't it's not on my schedule, and my like
Right,
the nice
you
thing
didn't
about
get
the
fish psychology in your
no,
schedule,
because
so.
the nice thing about the University of Hawaii is they plan my whole all 4 years out for me,
Oh, okay,
so I
that
don't
sounds
have to
fun.
decide what I'm taking.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
just look at the thing and be like, okay.
That's me as well.
Yeah. So I didn't see it, but
Okay.
I'm sure if I wanted to take a psychology minor, I could find something.
Right, so you could do fish psychology.
I could do fish psychology. I'm not going to, but I'll do shark psychology.
Right.
Yeah, but I want to. Shark behavioral is like a job. It's not what I want to do, but I do want to look into it. It's like part of what I want to do. I'm trying to like reduce the amount of sharks, human interactions that I.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to
That
be
take
next to the
place.
sharks?
No, I don't mind being next to
Oh,
sharks.
like you
I'm
don't want-
trying to like
Lessen it for the bigger population.
find a way to reduce the amount.
So that's like your main like goal, I
Goal,
guess, or
yeah.
personal mission. So that's your personal
kind
mission.
of.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had the idea of creating like an index of like how likely it is that there's a shark in the water and how likely it is you
Oh.
get attacked
That's smart.
based on certain
It's
conditions.
like the big thing they have like chance of fire today.
Yeah,
It's like chance of shark attack today.
chance of shark attacks based on like the water clarity and the
Right.
weather and how many sharks have been tagged and are in the
Yeah,
area.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
But then no one will go in the water in like the
no,
US.
it's not. Exactly.
Because it's
just
just
all of
always
the
tan.
US.
It's always tan in
Yeah.
the US. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of people that go in the ocean in Canada, is there? Because it's so cold.
I mean, it depends.
Or is it in the summer it's fine?
In the summer, it's fine. I
Oh,
was
I
up in
see.
PEI a couple of summers ago,
Hmm.
and it was like
I was in
perfectly
Vancouver
fine.
Island in the summer. It was fine. There was a
Yeah.
lot of people next to me.
Yeah. So it
Yeah.
depends on where you are.
And the thing with Canada is it's just literal open water,
Yeah,
which is bad.
there's no like reefs.
It's bad because in New Zealand, I know there's a lot of coasts,
Yeah.
and it comes in, so it's not as bad.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
straight open, and
Yeah.
it's just you're exposed to the great white sharks. It's pretty dangerous.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Have you also done like research like as well? Like, I guess your whole passion is sharks, right?
Yes.
For me, like when it comes to marine and stuff, I guess I don't have a niche thing into it
Right.
like you do. I kind of like everything like coral
Yeah.
reefs and conservation and that.
Yeah.
Have you thought about like while you're doing your shark studies and like your marine biology that you're gonna take a chance and look at the coral reefs and conservation like that as well?
I mean,
If opportunities
if
arise.
if opportunities are there, I'll take them. If like that's how I get into marine biology jobs. Because the other thing is the jobs in marine biology are extremely limited, and it's an extremely competitive field.
Oh, I didn't think about this. Yeah, can you talk about this?
Yeah,
Like how
yeah.
competitive is
So,
this
especially shark research, it's extremely competitive to get into
stuff?
because
Really?
a lot of the people are just doing it to be on TV
Oh.
because of Shark Week.
Oh,
They're
really?
not actually in it
They're
for the
fakers.
sharks.
The fakes.
Yes, so it's an extremely competitive field, and a lot of people are not in it for the right reasons. So then you've got the good people who are in it for the right reasons, who are losing out on jobs because they're not willing to cut corners for big
Right.
corporations
I see.
or governments.
What are some
Or-
examples of jobs they do?
In like marine biology,
Yeah, for like
there's,
sharks
like-
for big government like
well, there's
corporations.
marine biologists, and then there's like you could be like a data collector, you could be a data analyzer. Like you can be a marine biologist, but only work in a lab,
Uh-huh.
right? A lot of marine biologists work with the government to create policies for like fishing and like in terms of that, and then a lot of them work with fisheries to create
Oh.
sustainable fishing practices.
And that's when it gets murky.
yes,
the fisheries,
because
then
then
the
the
government.
fisheries
Yeah.
and the fisheries and the
They
government
want profit.
they want profit, so they cut corners sometimes, not always. I'm not,
Yeah.
but
Most of the time, probably.
I mean, I don't know because I don't work for the government,
Right.
and if I did, I probably wouldn't be able to talk about it.
Yeah, it's classified. It can
Yeah,
become
classified.
podcast. That sucks.
Yeah, no, but yeah. So because people aren't willing to cut corners, certain people who are in it for the right reasons, who want the sharks to live,
Yeah.
because they don't cut corners, they lose out on jobs.
Right.
So extremely competitive.
So what do you think? Like, how are you gonna get around like not cutting corners and getting a job and all
I'm looking to work for a nonprofit
that? Right. That
who
makes
aren't
sense.
going to cut corners.
Right, because that's their dedication.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
goal.
Their whole point is
Unless they're a whole fake. which
conservation.
probably not.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're not looking to cut corners.
Right.
So
So that's what
yeah.
you're trying to do.
That's what
get
I'm-
into conservation.
I want to work for
Saving the blue, like
something
organizations like that.
Organizations like that. Or I could also see myself being a professor at a university
Okay.
and like just doing research and like teaching like one class because
Oh,
I don't
right.
want to teach. I just want to research.
Yeah.
No, but I'm going to stay in school as long as I can, as long as
Yeah.
we can afford it and or the school will pay for it.
Hmm.
So yeah.
With Hawaii, does it come with any like transfer programs, or like you can do it in a different country? You know, like where you can go to a different university.
You can. Because the University of Hawaii's got like 7 campuses spread across all the islands.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, it's like one of 2 universities in Hawaii, so it's like
Okay.
got campuses all over the place. So arguably I could take it at other campuses, but it's already so expensive. I don't want to have to pay to go to somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I was thinking of like Australia and New Zealand, but I
I
guess
could, yeah.
But yeah,
I could. There are transfer programs. They cost so much.
Yeah, New Zealand.
Yeah.
I know that, like, living in New Zealand.
So much. Well, living in Hawaii is gonna be brutal.
It's gonna be pretty brutal.
So
have you ever been to Hawaii?
I have not. No, I have family who's been to Hawaii though. My uncle got married in Hawaii.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, recently there was a volcano explosion in Hawaii.
Yes.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah, not looking forward to the volcano explosions.
Yeah.
But that should be it. Should be fine because I'm gonna be like just outside Honolulu. So like if they're evacuating, they evacuate to Honolulu.
Okay.
So I'll be like in the area.
That's good. There was a horror story back in New Zealand.
Oh,
I don't know.
God.
Have you heard I forgot the name of the volcano. Was it the White Volcano or something?
No.
It was an island, and there's a Netflix show which is
Yeah.
devastating because they literally documented the tour. The day the volcano exploded, there was a tour guide, and they brought a bunch of people there, and there's like a couple people fell into the volcano.
Oh my God.
It
sounds like a terrible death.
It was really horrifying. And then there's this one person that survived. Like his whole family died, and now he's like really severely burnt.
Well, yeah.
And he only escaped through like
I
the
can't imagine the
helicopter.
survivors.
That was
survivors deal with that.
That was so horrifying.
Yeah.
But yeah, the volcanoes are dangerous.
I'm not gonna go anywhere near them, so
Yeah,
fine.
that's good.
Yeah.
They're pretty dangerous.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Okay. I think we've covered all these questions here.
Yeah.
So we could do a quick like lightning round of fun questions.
Sure.
I don't know if I showed you this part.
You did not.
Okay,
I have
good.
a feeling I know
I
why.
don't want to show you that part. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me like your. Don't think too
Gut
hard.
reaction.
All right. Coolest thing you've ever seen underwater.
Harbor seals.
Harbor seals.
Or the PEI sand shrimp. It was like a little shrimp in the sand of PEI, and it was like
Oh, okay. What is one marine creature you are scared of? If you had to be scared of any.
probably jellyfish or stonefish.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Stonefish is pretty scary.
Yes, it is.
What is your dream dive location?
The Great Barrier Reef.
The Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah.
Good option.
Yeah.
And then your favorite shark species and why?
Oh, I can't pick.
What?
Yeah,
I asked you this before you picked one.
Well, I mean, okay, it's between great white sharks because they're so misunderstood, but also like so cool just to like look at like all the things that they do, and like or the white tipped reef sharks just because they're cute.
The white tip reef
Yeah,
sharks.
they're really
All right.
cute. Yeah.
Okay.
They look
And
like
then-
little puppy dogs. It's really cute. Yeah.
And then for like shipwrecks and stuff,
Yes.
are you interested in any of that stuff, like shipwrecks or like
Like the shipwrecks
Yeah,
themselves, or like
yeah.
the marine ecosystem.
the marine
surrounding them?
ecosystem surrounding
Yeah,
the shipwrecks?
yeah, it's really interesting to look at like how something that's inorganic gets
Yeah.
put into the ocean and becomes like
It becomes like a
completely
place.
part of the ecosystem.
Right. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I would
Right.
definitely be interested in looking at that.
Right.
I want to dive on a wreck one day. You need
Yeah.
another certification for that though.
Do you?
Yeah.
To do shipwreck
To do
dives?
shipwreck dives.
Wow. That's
Well, you can dive on wrecks. I have dove down to a wreck
really
in the Welling
where?
Canal.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
there's
don't know
like
where
a
this
ship.
is. I need to search
The
it up.
Welling Canal, it's like
I
up
don't
near
know.
Niagara.
I don't know any
Yeah.
like my
Yeah.
geography in Canada, so I don't know anything.
Yeah, no. So there was like a sunken vessel, but if you want to go in to said sunken vessel,
I'll be too scared to go in.
well, I mean, the problem with that is you get stuck and then you run out of air, and then
Yeah.
I can tell you running out of air is not fun.
Right.
Yeah. So
Well, that's so cool. So you
But you
saw
need
like
I did.
you saw the stuff, and then
Yeah.
Was this is freshwater though, right?
Yeah.
So was it way different? Was it kelp?
There was.
What is it called?
Well, I don't know what it is, the freshwater,
some
but
sort of
it is like
seaweed thing?
seaweed, grass, kelp.
Do they ever like kind of
thing.
grab onto you?
Yeah, it's
Like
very
those horror
scary.
movies?
Yeah.
Like Harry Potter, like when he
Yeah.
was in the water. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's scary. But then you just like rip it and it.
You
falls
just
off
rip
your
it
body.
off.
Well, yeah,
Right.
and I mean when you're diving, you're in a wetsuit, you can't feel anything
Oh,
outside your
okay.
body.
Right. I did one back in New Zealand. I did scuba diving. Really funny story. Me and my dad, like first time scuba diving.
Right.
So the first time we've done it was in the pool. So
Yeah,
we know what to do.
I did
So
that
basically,
too.
what you have to do when you snorkel is you wait for the little ball to reach the top,
Yes.
right? So it blocks the water so you can breathe
Yeah.
properly. So my dad didn't do that. So he just went in and he took a big gulp to make sure he could breathe. He went, and he just got like the biggest gulp of water down there.
Oh,
and then they thought he was drowning, so they pulled him up, and it was super funny because like he has glasses, right?
Yeah.
And then what they ended up doing was tie a big buoy next to him when he was surfing. So he had this big balloon tethering him, so he couldn't go down, and he was really angry because he wasn't down. And he had glasses, so all he could see was the sky because it was reflected back to the sky. So he couldn't even see anything. That was so funny. And you could see him just like there was a tour guide, and he was like on a leash with a big buoy. That was so funny.
Yeah, I feel like if my brother were to go scuba diving, we'd have to do that for him.
Oh, and you know, we can just talk about this. There's no time limit on this.
Okay.
So we were there, and the one thing we saw just everywhere, right? There was no seals, no fish. It's kind of sad. I didn't see any fish. All we saw was urchins everywhere.
Really?
Urchins everywhere.
Okay,
it was like the most invasive species, right? And
it's crazy.
The person went in and they harvested a couple urchins. They're like, this is really, they call it kina in New Zealand, like the local language, the Maori language. They call it kina, and then they're like, this, we'll crack it open to eat later. You guys can like touch it. Like, be careful. He said it's venomous. And my dad didn't really understand because he was like in the buoy. He was like basically out of it. He started patting it, and then they had to like scold him and tell him not to do it. That was so funny.
Oh yeah, that must have hurt. And they don't go away for like the dots from the.
No, he didn't actually like get anything on it, but he was like fully like patting it. It was bad. I thought it was like getting close. And then we had like the fresh kina like on the boat. I don't like seafood though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Do you like seafood?
I don't eat seafood. My mom is allergic to shellfish. All shellfish.
Oh, right.
Lobster, shrimp, mollusks, mussels, crab. I've never had lobster. I've never had any shellfish in my entire life. And I'm about to go live on the water.
What? But you're not allergic, so you're fine.
I've been tested. It says I'm not allergic. I'm going to try it before I go though.
Yeah,
here, where healthcare is free.
Right.
Yeah.
I had like coconut crab and like curry crab and curry lobster. It's really
I've heard it's
I like that. I don't like mussels is the only thing because it tastes like seawater.
Oh,
to me, at
wonderful.
least. It just tastes like seawater. There's nothing else to it to me.
Yeah. I'm gonna try them all. I think before I go, just to make sure.
Yeah. Oh, also, do you know poa? Do you know what poa is?
I do not.
Like the big purpley blue shelled.
Oh yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Those things are pretty cool as well, I think.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
And in terms of invasive species, does shark like help anything?
Sometimes. The main thing that if we want to talk about urchins, the main thing that helps with the urchins is the otters.
Right.
So like the otters will go and crack open the urchins. But if the invasive species is something that the shark can eat and like without hurting them, like obviously the sharks can't eat the urchins because it'll poison them and then bye sharks. But
yeah, it was crazy. It was just hundreds of urchins.
Yeah, they're
everywhere.
Crazy invasive, and then they reproduce like crazy, and it just gets out of control.
Yeah, and it felt kind of barren. Like all you see is urchins and some scalp.
Because the urchins eat all of the coral and all of and the nanoplankton, which the fish eat.
Right.
And so then
there's no fish.
The fish population declines, and they find more zooplankton out.
Yeah. You know, the Asian population that are in Australia and New Zealand actually helps this issue. Because a lot of things other people don't eat, like they eat a lot of, like even, what is the other one? I don't know. There's like, some of them ate like the starfish sort of thing. I don't know if it was a starfish, but it was something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like the big star that had like Death Star or something.
Yes.
That was super like spiky and poisonous. And it's a delicacy to them and they somehow treat it right. So yeah. That's cool.
So interesting how different population demographics of like humans impact like the ocean.
Yeah, that's
like,
cool.
And the ecosystems in the ocean. It's really interesting to see like the whole interconnectedness of. I was studying this in bio earlier today for the exam. Yeah.
Oh really? This is in bio? AP bio?
Yeah. This is the last unit, population dynamics.
Population what?
Dynamics. The one that we're not getting to.
This is like my favorite stuff, man.
Yeah.
I missed out on this.
Yeah. The world is so interconnected.
Right, it is. So, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Have you ever had the pufferfish thing?
No.
That if you treat it wrong, like it's poisonous.
Yeah, you could die. Have you?
I have it once.
Was it good?
It was good. It was very good. Yeah, back in Asia. Do you eat fish a lot or no?
No. No, because my mom's allergic to shellfish.
No, but just fish.
I know, but anything that eats shellfish, she can't eat. So we can't eat salmon.
What the heck?
We can't eat. There's like most of the.
So you never had sushi?
No.
You've never.
No.
What the
I'm
heck?
also like really afraid of like getting sick from food. So like I'll overcook all of my food because I'm
really?
sick. Yeah. I eat my steak gray. I don't eat a lot of meat to begin with because I just don't like it.
You don't like it.
It's not like I'm vegan or vegetarian or anything, but I just don't like it. Yeah. So Yeah, I don't eat a lot of meat, and really don't like fish. I don't know why. I just don't.
We get salmon from like Dave's like fish shop like,
Yeah,
in
I've heard,
Burlington,
yeah.
and we just like make our own sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's
We like that.
whatever works. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, never had sushi.
Yeah, like I've heard of the gas station sushi. Have you heard of that one?
I've not.
The person died.
Oh, and that's why I don't have sushi.
There's a parasite in there.
Yeah, and that's why I don't have sushi.
If you vibe with this combo, drop a like, leave a comment, and hit that sub button. We'll catch you next time on Different Walks, Different Talks.